Last weekend, I attended the official Toronto Tech Fest rooftop mixer party. I didn't really feel like going. I was at home and all comfy and I've got to get up and dress up and all that stuff. I didn't really feel like it. But there was going to be 1,000+ founders and investors and entrepreneurs there. And since I'm a founder, I got myself up and I went. I had to change my state of mind, and that's exactly what I did. So I went out to get the streetcar, and I waited and it didn't come. Turns out there was a car stuck on the tracks, so we all had to walk to the next stop. So when I got there, I decided, it's really busy, I'm going to order an Uber. So I did. Now, I don't know if you've ever ordered an Uber when you're on a corner and not an address, but of course there's 4 different corners. I stood on the corner that was facing the way I was going, but the Uber driver didn't. So I waited for him, and then I found he was facing the other way. And so I got in the car, and he said, well, that's where you said to stop. And I said, well, it's hard to tell on your little Uber map where it is, but it seems to me it makes sense to be in the direction that you're going. Be that as it may, we got on the way and right into a traffic jam. I was not impressed. This is precisely why I stood on the other corner, because I knew if you went into the main area, we'd get into a traffic jam. And we did. So I said to the driver, it would have been a good idea to go on the other corner because that's the way we were going. And he really didn't have anything to say about that. And I said, now that we're in a traffic jam, I'm not going to get there on time. And he apologized, but again said, well, this is where you said you were going. And I said, I read an article about Uber and a city in the US where they're trying to raise the minimum wage for drivers. But one of the drivers in the article said, I don't make less than $25 an hour because I'm judicious about who I pick up and I make sure I go in above and beyond. I said to the driver, which one do you want to be, the $25 an hour guy or the people wanting minimum wage? You can proactively make the experience better for a client, and that's going to make you more money. He actually accepted that. Turns out he was a software developer from India. And so I talked to him a bit about that. But the bottom line is I got into a better mood because I knew that if I went to this event in a pissy mood, I wasn't going to do very well. So I took the time to make sure that I felt better. And that was a deliberate act. The psychological and physiological effects of negative emotion, anger, annoyance, don't last very long, minutes. After that, it's up to you to change the way that you feel. Some people stay mad for hours or days, but it's not in your interest to do that. So I deliberately changed the way I felt. And then I decided I'm going to have a great time at this event. It doesn't matter when I get here, there'll be lots of people. And that's exactly what happened. And in fact, I met 3 founders and artists, and now we have meetings, discovery meetings on the books. It's really important as an entrepreneur to manage your mindset. My mindset program is called Ibudo. It's based on martial thinking of Shoshin, which means beginner mind, and Fudoshin, which means immovable mind, and focus. And you want to do this whenever you're going into any event or anything, which is deliberate intention. I intend this event to be X. I intend to have this great time. You go general, and you just say, generally speaking, this is what I want to happen. And that's more likely to happen. But it's a deliberate intent. And it's something that you can do no matter who you're going to see, no matter what the situation is. If you expect the best out of it, that's what you will get. If you'd like to learn more ways to leverage technology to your advantage, please like and subscribe. And remember, decision is the ultimate power. I'm Martin Ricketts, the Digital Samurai.